Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this session on how to make your crowdfunding campaign more effective. Give me a moment while I share my screen. So, thanks everyone for joining me today in this session. I'm so excited to share everything I know about making crowdfunding campaigns successful. And before I begin, let me tell you that crowdfunding is picking up drastically during the COVID pandemic months. I'm seeing every NGO that I work with have at least one crowdfunding campaign going on. And that's probably because of two reasons, I think. One, because nonprofits are doing relief campaigns and they need to raise funds urgently for their relief work, and crowdfunding offers a great way to do that. Or because their regular fundraising means have been hampered because of the pandemic, whether it's CSR funding or government funding, and they are looking at alternative ways to raise funds to make up for their annual fundraising budgets. And crowdfunding offers a quick and easy alternative to traditional fundraising means. So, with that, for those of you who are new to fundraising, this is new to crowdfunding, this is what it means. It's basically a fundraising effort by the nonprofit to raise small amounts of money or small donations from a large number of people. And it's mostly done through websites that are tailored to showcase your specific projects or causes and accept online donations on your behalf. So these are some popular crowdfunding platforms that I know of for nonprofits specifically. So there's GoFundMe, Classy, Fundly, etc., that you might be familiar with as well. And in India, we have Give India, Milap, Impact Guru, and many more platforms. So whichever country you are in, I would encourage you to go and discover which crowdfunding platforms are most popular in your country for nonprofits, and see which one works for you best. So why crowdfunding? Well, first of all, it's quick and easy to set up a crowdfunding campaign. You don't need to have any specific technical skills. I would think anybody who can send an email across can create a crowdfunding campaign. It's that easy. Second, because it's completely online, which again is great news, especially considering the times we are in, which means it is pretty easy for you to manage a crowdfunding campaign, being at home, and for your team to manage and run a crowdfunding campaign while they work from home, because the whole process happens online. And it is quite easy for your donors as well to donate at the click of a button from their mobile phones or their laptops. So the whole process is extremely easy, and being online is a great help at this time. Third, because you need minimal investment. You don't need to invest in the technology. You don't need to have a payment gateway on your website. The crowdfunding platform already offers all of these features, plus social sharing and promotional features. And it's also free to create a crowdfunding campaign on a platform. You don't need to pay to create a campaign. You only pay if you raise funds. So you pay a small percentage of the total funds you raise, and which varies from platform to platform. We'll talk more about it later. And pandemic or not, I think crowdfunding is a great way to access new donors, which a lot of nonprofits don't realize. You don't need to, typically when NGOs want to build their donor base, especially online donor base, they invest in expensive online promotion, social media marketing. And through crowdfunding, you can create a new donor base at zero cost. And we'll see how. So I think every nonprofit should have at least one crowdfunding campaign up in a year to not just raise funds and add to their fundraising goal, but also to build a new donor base. So then, what makes a crowdfunding campaign successful? So in my experience, I think there are three key elements to a successful crowdfunding campaign. And the first of those would be telling your story effectively. So where would you tell the story? Well, first of all, on your campaign page. So you need to clearly tell your donors why you're raising funds, to support who, and how will you be using their donations, and why you think it's important to raise those funds right now. We'll look at a campaign page example later. The second, and I would think the most important element in your crowdfunding success would be to build your campaign success team. So who would be in your campaign success team? Of course, there would be your campaign managers, people within your team who would run this entire campaign and oversee it. But most importantly, your success team would comprise of people who are ready to raise funds on your behalf. So these are people who would fundraise for you on behalf of your NGO and reach out to their friends and families to donate to your NGO. So the more number of people who campaign for you, the more number of donors you reach, and in turn, you raise more donations in lesser time. So building your campaign success team is probably the most crucial element in your crowdfunding success. The third would be spreading the word. So now that you have a campaign page up and you have people who can support you in raising funds for your campaign, you need to spread the word. Both you as an NGO and your campaigners should use all tools possible, whether it's email, social media, WhatsApp, website, newsletter, whatever means you have access to reach out to people, to reach out to supporters, friends and family, and build awareness about your campaigns and solicit funds. So I believe those are some key elements of fundraising success. Now I'd like to move to a crowdfunding platform to show you what it actually looks like and how it works. So this is Give India, one of the platforms I use with NGOs I work with very often. This is a crowdfunding platform, and what you see here as featured projects, various NGOs that have set up their fundraising campaigns or projects and are raising funds for different needs. So this is an example of a campaign, a crowdfunding campaign set up on Give India. So this is what a campaign page would look like. So now the first element we spoke about is effective storytelling to make your campaign successful, right? So what does successful storytelling mean? Let's just go through it quickly. So the first thing you would notice on a crowdfunding campaign page is the banner and the picture, right? So you have to make sure that the first thing your donor sees is effective. So the image has to tell the story of your project, or why you're raising funds and for whom. So this happens to be a crowdfunding campaign set up by a wonderful NGO called Dignity Foundation in India, and we are supporting them with this campaign. So Dignity Foundation works with senior citizens, and right now they're providing COVID relief through free food and PPE kits to underprivileged senior citizens. So you see a senior citizen here in the banner, and the banner title clearly mentions what this fundraiser is about. Next, you would see your campaign title. Again, your campaign title has to clearly mention what the campaign purpose is. And then now when it comes to the campaign communication, there are a few key elements to it as well. So the first would be mentioning or describing what problem you're actually solving. This sets a preface to your fundraising campaign. So tell donors what the problem is, why it is urgent to solve it, and then go on to what your solution is as a nonprofit. What is your specific solution, or what is your approach to solving that problem? In this case, it would be that senior citizens are, underprivileged senior citizens have no access to food or safety kits because they've lost their livelihood and they have no means to buy them. So, and this is an urgent need because senior citizens are anyway quite susceptible to COVID infection. So it's important to solve this problem right now. And what the solution is that the NGO is providing to solve this specific problem. In this case, they are giving ration and PPE kits to underprivileged senior citizens in urban slums across 6 cities. So that's clearly mentioned, which builds credibility, right, from the donor's perspective, because he knows exactly what you're doing to solve this problem. So don't be vague and say, we want to help senior citizens, join us, or we want to make sure senior citizens are safe. Be very specific. Like in this case, they've said we want to give 2,500 ration kits, and we've already given 300 sanitation kits. And then say why the donor is an important element in your solution, or is a crucial part of your solution. So how the NGO has done that is by saying that we've only reached a fraction of the needy senior citizens, and we want your help to reach out to many more in urgent need of support. And finally, talk about the impact that you are seeking to make through your project. So what kind of impact are you looking to make? And remember that crowdfunding campaigns are time bound. They're generally 2 or 3 months long. So mention what you'd like to achieve in the next 2 or 3 months. So in this case, the NGO has said in the next 3 months, we're seeking to distribute 7,000 ration and PPE kits to senior citizens in 6 cities. And then mention how much funds you want to raise and what you would do with it. For example, here they've said each of these kits would cost 1,500 rupees. And because we want to reach 7,000 people, we want to raise at least 1 crore, which is about 10 million rupees. So this way, the donor knows why he's giving and how he would exactly use his funds. So that's about campaign communication and or effective storytelling. Then it's important that the donation amount that you set for your campaign. So every platform offers a couple of options to help the donor make quick decisions about how much he or she wants to donate. So this platform offers 2 default amounts that you could add, and there's always an open field if the donor chooses to give any other amount. So make sure that the donation amount you offer as a default option always has a very clear impact associated with it. So we've said if you donate 1,500 rupees, we will be able to provide 1 ration and PPE kit to a senior citizen. So make sure that the donation amounts have very clear impacts associated with them. So that's about campaign communication. The second element we discussed when it comes to your crowdfunding success was setting up your campaign success team, and most importantly, setting up or building a team of campaigners. So who are these campaigners? So if you see here, if you can see this clearly, it says 37 active fundraisers. So basically, there are 37 people who've set up support campaigns for this fundraiser to help the NGO meet its target of 1 crore. So these 37 people could be, whatever number of campaigners you have, could be chosen from within your employees, your board members, your volunteers, and if you have about 50 active campaigners, I think you would reach your goal, a sizable goal. But if you're a smaller nonprofit and you don't have enough number of employees and board members within your team, then reach out to your spouses, reach out to your kids, reach out to your friends, reach out to anyone who would be willing to put in that effort to help your nonprofit fulfill its goal, people who are passionate about the cause you're associated with. So identifying these campaigners is really important. And how would these people set up support campaigns? So every crowdfunding platform offers this feature of starting a support campaign. In this case, it says start a fundraiser. So the person who wants to create a campaign for you can go and click on start a fundraiser. It takes him through a few quick steps on how to set up this fundraiser. The campaigner can actually choose to set up his own goal, whatever that goal may be. Let me show you an example of a support campaign. So this is a support campaign that was set up by Thomas, and he wants to raise about 30,000 rupees, or he wants to raise about 1 lakh. That's the target he set for himself. And he's raised about 22,000 so far through his friends and family. So you can look at all of Thomas's friends and relatives who have donated to his support campaign. And everything could be customized on this support campaign. So it says, help Thomas provide urban poor senior citizens with ration and PPE kits. So when you use this person's name, then his friends and family connect better with the cause, right? So they're helping their friend do some good for the world, rather than helping an NGO that they have not heard about. So These campaigns in nonprofit jargon are called peer-to-peer campaigns, and they are the most effective way of raising funds for nonprofits. And crowdfunding platforms make it so easy for you to set up and promote peer-to-peer campaigns. So the third element we discussed was spreading the word, right? So how do you spread the word? So every crowdfunding platform offers easy social sharing buttons. So anybody can share this fundraiser by clicking on share fundraiser on social media or through email, or they could just copy the link and use it however they want. So spreading the word is very important both for you and for your campaigners. The more number of people you reach out to, the more funds you raise. So those were some tips and tricks on how to make your crowdfunding campaign work by spending zero on your promotions. All you're using is word of mouth and the social connections of your supporters and the social capital that you as an NGO has built over the years, and you're leveraging it. That's all you're doing. Of course, there's the option of using social media promotions, but that's really optional. Now, when it comes to the pricing, so I told you that crowdfunding campaigns are free to set up. You don't need to spend on setting up a crowdfunding campaign, but you don't need to pay a platform fee based on the funds you raised. And there are two kinds of costs that are generally involved. One is the platform fee, and the other is the payment processing fee. And the platform fee varies from 0 to about 5% generally, and the payment processing fee is anywhere between 2.5 to 3%. So you pay anything between, let's say, 3 to 8% depending on the platform. So that's all from me. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that I was able to share this with you. And I hope that I was able to demystify crowdfunding for you all. And
thank you so much, Mayura. This was excellent. And I'm sure that everyone who was curious about crowdfunding has learned a great deal from you. If you want to drop any links for our chat, this is a good time. We didn't get any questions on the chat right now, but I definitely wanted to reinforce what you said about storytelling. It's such an important thing, and I just wanted to see if you have some tips on how to make your stories more impactful when you're creating your own crowdfunding campaign.
Sure. So I think the first thing that you need to answer for yourself as a nonprofit is the objective of your fundraising campaign. What is the objective of your campaign? And the second would be, how much funds do you want to raise? Set a realistic goal, and then talk about what impact you want to achieve by reaching this fundraising goal. So if you want to raise $1 million, you should clearly know what you plan to do with it, and then you should clearly explain it to the donor on your campaign page.
This is really good. And I've noticed before when talking about crowdfunding campaigns, a lot of people reinforce the importance of data to show the impact, just making sure that you collect a lot of information. Do you have any data examples that you can tell our audience? Like, for example, if you're trying to measure impact, what are some of the things they can highlight in their crowdfunding campaigns?
So when we talk about impact in your crowdfunding campaign, we're really talking about how you plan to use the money you raise to create an impact in whatever project area you're working on. So in the example that I showed, the NGO working with senior citizens is looking at making an impact by providing safety measures to about 7,000 senior citizens who are in need. That's the impact they're creating. They're providing food to about 7,000 senior citizens and their families. So that's the impact that we are talking about.
Much. So I'm going to direct everyone who's still in this room to go back into the agenda. All the sessions are being recorded, so you'll receive an email in a few days with the links and all the PowerPoints shared by the presenters. So don't forget to go into the wrap-up session with Eli. And thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for your presentation, Mayura. All right. Thank you. Bye.